Welcome to the new PM Benchmark Reading Assessment Resources. The two PM Benchmark resources have been developed by a team of professionals who firmly believe that assessment is a crucial component of teaching literacy. I'm Brendan Bolton, Primary Publishing Manager at Nelson Cengage Learning. I'm here with the publisher of the PM Benchmark Reading Assessment Resources, Rebecca Siddiqui.
The PM Benchmark writing team is led by Annette Smith, our PM series consultant. Annette has decades of teaching experience and over 15 years experience as a PM author. Elsie Nelly and Debbie Croft join Annette in the writing team, both teachers and authors of many years' experience. This talented team is responsible for conceiving, writing and levelling the benchmark texts, and also for developing and extensively trialling the assessment mechanisms.
The philosophy that underpins the PM collection is that students, from their earliest encounters with the printed word, should experience success, enjoyment and understanding. This is only possible when children are presented with books at their instructional or independent levels. The two PM Benchmark Reading Assessment Resources have been developed specifically for this purpose, to ascertain students' instructional and independent reading levels. Assessment is a crucial component of teaching literacy. Quality assessment ensures students are achieving and continue to achieve success in their learning.
The PM Benchmark Reading Assessment Resources have been developed to provide schools and teachers with a reliable assessment resource for the first 7 years of school. The PM Benchmarks are comprehensive resources designed to explicitly assess students' instructional and independent reading levels using unseen, meaningful texts. The resources provide teachers with comprehensive support to allow accurate analysis of students' reading behaviours and guidance in planning future reading development.
Literacy assessment is about more than just taking a reading record and establishing the student's reading rate and accuracy in decoding text.
That's correct. In a literacy assessment, teachers should be looking to ascertain the student's depth of understanding. The PM Benchmark Reading Assessment Resources assist teachers in ascertaining the student's depth of understanding through silent reading prior to retelling, reading aloud for the purpose of miscue analysis, and an extensive range of comprehension questions relevant to reading age and the student's development.
To facilitate silent reading, retelling, reading aloud and comprehension, the PM Benchmark Reading Assessment Resources contain several linked components.
Each of the two benchmark resources includes 46 accurately levelled texts, one fiction text for every PM level from 1 to 14, followed by one fiction and one non-fiction text for every PM level from 15 to 30. Texts range from reading ages 5 to 12 years.
Each of the levelled texts is accompanied by a student record that provides in-depth support for the analysis of retelling, reading behaviours, fluency and comprehension strategies.
These comprehensive proformas act as a record of the student's achievement in reading, including specific details of the reading record, reading behaviours observed, and retelling and comprehension responses. On the summary page, teachers can record recommendations for future development based on the analysis.
Each benchmark includes a teacher's resource book, developed explicitly to assist teachers in completing the assessment, analysing the information gained, and identifying a path for students' future development.
We've also included a procedures card which summarises the standardised procedures for taking a reading assessment. Adhering to the step-by-step procedures means assessors can be sure that the information they gather is consistent and valid for all students. Reading assessment models for professional development can be found on this DVD.
As students develop, their needs and interests are constantly changing. The 92 PM benchmark texts have been written and designed to meet these needs with a wide range of topics and themes across the developmental continuum. The inclusion of fiction and non-fiction texts allows teachers to accurately assess students' progress across a range of text types.
For benchmark purposes, all texts within the two resources at levels 1 to 14 are fiction. Level 1 and 2 texts have repetitive sentence structures. There are 3 fictional recounts at levels 11, 12 and 13, and the remaining texts are narratives. One fiction and one non-fiction text has been included at levels 15 to 30. Students reading at these levels will be familiar with the structure of narratives and non-fiction recounts, descriptions and information reports, followed by expositions, explanations and a discussion at the higher levels.
During a PM Benchmark assessment, the student retells the text, reads the text aloud while the teacher takes a reading record and observes reading behaviours, and answers a series of comprehension questions.
Retelling is assessed via a series of indicators. Comprehension is assessed orally. The complexity of questions links with student stages of literacy development. At the early, developing and consolidating stages, questions are literal and inferential. As students move into and through the extending stage, they encounter applied knowledge and vocabulary questions. An analysis of the students' reading behaviours forms part of the reading record, and the reading behaviours are assessed via a series of indicators relevant to early, developing, consolidating and extending stages of literacy development. The indicators for knowledge and skills include concepts about print, phonics, letters and letter sound relationships, high-frequency word recognition and decoding. The indicators for reading strategies include using picture information, pausing, repeating, self-correcting, predicting, cross-checking to confirm, and attending to meaning. Finally, fluency is assessed via a series of indicators for rhythm and phrasing, reflecting a depth of understanding. As students can be fluent readers at any of the developmental stages, the indicators used to assess fluency in the PM benchmark remain consistent across all levels.
Teachers can use the analysis from the student record to make informed decisions about students' future development. The PM Benchmark Teacher's Resource Book links explicitly to classroom practice. Guidelines for future learning in the areas of retelling, knowledge and skills, strategies, fluency and comprehension are provided for teacher reference in completing the summary page of the student record.
Students should be assessed towards the end of a given PM level. Through the assessment, teachers will gain a clear indication of the student's control of concepts, vocabulary, sentence structures, and use of skills and strategies to gain a depth of understanding. If a student is reading at 95% accuracy or above and exhibits a depth of understanding evident through their responses to comprehension questions and retelling, then they are ready to move on to the next level. However, if the student is reading either below 95% accuracy or at or above 95% accuracy but lacking a depth of understanding, then they are not yet ready to move on.